F1. The movie aims to do one thing above all else: put the audience directly into the cockpit of Formula One racing, and for the most part, it absolutely succeeds. At the center of the film is Brad Pitt, delivering a surprisingly grounded and restrained performance. He plays a veteran driver pulled back into the sport, not as a superhero, but as someone carrying scars, ego, and unfinished business. Pitt sells the wear and tear of the role convincingly, especially in quieter character moments between races. The supporting cast does solid work, particularly the younger drivers and team personnel who bring believable tension and competitiveness. While some characters lean into familiar sports movie archetypes, the performances themselves remain committed enough that they never feel cartoonish. This is where F1, the movie, truly shines. The racing sequences are easily the most authentic ever put on screen for Formula One. The camera placement is aggressive and immersive, mounted low, tight, and fast, making you feel every corner, overtake, and near miss. The sound design is thunderous, capturing the raw brutality of F1 engines without overpolishing them. Unlike many racing films that rely heavily on CGI, this movie benefits enormously from its practical approach. You can feel the speed, the danger, and the split-second decisions drivers make at 200 miles per hour. That said, the film isn't perfect. The biggest issue is the predictability of the story. If you've seen sports dramas before, you'll recognize the beats early on: rivalry, setback, comeback, and redemption. While well executed, it rarely surprises narratively. There are also moments where the film simplifies the complexity of Formula One politics, strategy, and team dynamics to make it more accessible. Hardcore F1 fans may notice certain shortcuts or dramatizations that don't fully reflect the real sport. Where I feel the film could have improved, a little more time spent developing the supporting characters would have gone a long way. Some rival drivers feel underexplored, and a deeper look into team conflicts could have elevated the emotional stakes beyond the track. Additionally, the runtime occasionally lingers on familiar drama instead of trusting the racing itself, which is already compelling enough to carry entire sequences on its own. For general audiences, F1. The movie is thrilling, accessible, and visually spectacular. You don't need to understand Formula One rules to enjoy it. The film explains just enough without bogging things down. For racing fans, it's a technical and sensory treat, even if the story feels safe. The passion for the sport is obvious, and that sincerity goes a long way. Film rating 8 out of 10. A high-octane, beautifully shot racing film with strong performances and jaw-dropping race sequences, held back slightly by a familiar storyline. Final thoughts, F1. The movie may not reinvent the sports drama, but it sets a new standard for how racing should be filmed. It respects the danger, the speed, and the obsession that defines Formula One. It's loud, intense, and made for the biggest screen possible. And remember, hit that like button, like you own it, subscribe, or you'll find yourself finishing last on the grid, with a 5-second penalty and no DRS.
You want me, baby, let me know all in this. You want me, baby, so